Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are trying out the brand Moira. I have literally seen it all over my Instagram and TikTok feed. And when I saw some of the products, I was just like, ooh, I want to try those out. So I got on their site. I picked up a couple things. I say a couple, but this isn't all of it. But this is the easiest way to put them all together. I also picked up one of their foundations, an eyeshadow palette, Sculpt and Bronze. So tried a couple things, got to see what it's all about, and we got this look. Now you guys, before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell for notifications of new videos, and if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. But if you guys want to see the swatches, how these products performed, and how I got this look, just keep watching. Okay, you guys, to say I wanted to try out this brand is an understatement. I kept seeing ads for Moira on Instagram and TikTok, and finally on our drive back from Texas, I was just going through their website, seeing what I wanted to pick up, shade matched a foundation, so hopefully this is the right shade. But I have eyeshadow palette, liquid shadows, some of the Star Show shadow pots. So I'm going to start with the eyeshadow palette. First off, this is one of their neutral ones. This is the Endless Moonlight Celestial Series palette. I don't usually keep the outer cartons, but this one was kind of cute. When you open this up, there's actually little wings. That is the cutest package. But I have a feeling that like the liquid shadows that I have, I might reach for one of those or even one of the shadow pots, because I have 5 different shades in that, 6 in the liquid shadows. So we're gonna just do some swatches, see what it's all about. But I'm excited. I am so excited. I kept seeing this everywhere. They are viral on TikTok. So when you're buying a whole collection, not so much. But if you're buying individual items, they're pretty affordable. Okay, swatching these shimmers, they are so buttery smooth. These are the first 4 that I swatched. This first shade is Legend. Very beautiful champagne shade. Just so buttery smooth. This one is only one. It's kind of a cool toned champagne. Kind of more on like the gray tone than the gold toned. But it is so beautiful. This one is Time and Space. It's a little bit deeper. More brown than anything. And then Admiring, which is kind of a grayish silver. So we'll go ahead and swatch those 4 right there. And then the last 2, this one is Mellow, very beautiful like graphite gray, and then Moonlight. This is very silvery. I love this shade. And because I want to keep some room right here for those shimmers, I'm going to try and swatch them right here. Oh, look how awesome those swatched. Oh, beautiful. Now, I did pick up 6 of the Diamond Days liquid shadows. So I want to go ahead and swatch them. I don't know if these are like the most recent releases, but these are the ones that I've seen pretty much everywhere. They're more of the neutral shades. This first one is Sonder. This actually looks like it has blue, pink, gold reflex. It's actually really interesting. Ooh. This one is Ego. It's more of a bronzy shade with silver glitter. Those are so beautiful and metallic. Then Sending Me. This one's kind of like a yellow gold. This has like coppery and gold glitters. Yeah, that icy white is drying down with like teal and purplish pink. Bel Air kind of looks like a duo shift. This has pink and green glitter in it. Oh yeah, when swatched, this kind of looks greenish. Do you see that? It is quite different than these 2 right here, which is quite different than these 2 right here, which are more like champagne and gold. This one is Top Notch, and it's showing signs of like copper gold shift. And this last one seems to be my favorite in the tube. This is Main Character. This looks like it has silver, pink, and gold glitter flakes. Ooh, this one shows up kind of like rose gold. I think this is the one that I want to play with, is Main Character. But like I said, I still have the shadow pots to swatch, and there's 5 of those, and they could definitely change my mind. I think I'm gonna do the shadow pots from lightest to darkest, and actually the darkest shade is a colorful one. I went pretty neutral with the shadow pots, but I didn't get a lot of the very bright, colorful shadow pots because I wanted to try one, which is this blue, before I went and got a whole bunch of them because they look like they're a little more loose pigmented than pacted. This first one is Quartz, and it is a very icy shade. So it does have a stopper to kind of keep the product in there. Okay, it is kind of packed in, but that one is Quartz, and it kind of looks like it has a goldish hue to it. So we'll swatch it right there. Those are a little more subdued than the liquid shadows. Then we have Literally. This is the shade that I think I would probably use the most for work, just because it is a light champagne shade, or at least that's what it looks like in the container. There. Ooh, that one is beautiful. It is so metallic. It actually has a lot of silverish glitter, whereas Quartz has gold glitter with like a white shadow. This one is Showtime. It's a little bit darker than the last one. And actually this one might also be one that I gravitate to for work. There. See, I would definitely wear that for work. Then we have Eureka, which is kind of a gray toned taupey shade. This is actually the shade that I thought was loose packed because it kind of stuck to the plastic insert that's supposed to keep it stamped down. I was able to put it back into the pot without making a mess. Ooh, look at that. It kind of has like a blue hue to it with the brown undertone. This is one of those shades that I absolutely love on the weekends. I cannot wear this to work though. Look at that. It did. Oh, that is stunning. The last shade I have is Tifty, TFTI. It's a blue one. Oh, look how stunning that looks. So this is all eyeshadow palette. These are the liquid shadows, and then these are the shadow pots. I am not disappointed. Now, the hardest part is, what the heck shade do I use? I kind of want to use Eureka. That one looks phenomenal. This one that kind of has like a blue hue to it. Let me clean myself up and figure out what the heck I'm doing. Okay, because I think I'm going to use the shade Eureka, which has kind of like a brown undertone with the blue on top of it, I'm going to stick with some of the more brown shades and just kind of deepen up the eyeshadow base before I put that shade on. But I am very surprised by this brand, and I am absolutely loving what I've tried so far. I just want to see how it performs and what it looks like. I'm going to go into the shade Modern. I'm going to place this into my crease in my outer corner just to give some shape. If you've tried this brand, let me know. And what are your favorite products? I did pick up one skin product, which is the foundation. I have a couple other like powder products like blush, bronzer, contour type of shades, but I wasn't sure about foundation, concealer, all of that. I think they had primer, but I wasn't sure. So let me know your thoughts down below. I was very tempted to just stick with eyeshadows, but I was also very intrigued. I think that's a really pretty shade to start off with. I'm gonna go into the shade Away. This is kind of a butterscotch brown. Pick it up on my fluffy crease brush, put it a little bit into the crease in the outer V. See if we can deepen that up a little bit before I go into the darkest brown shade. But I like Modern because it is on the pinky side. And I like the pressings in these palettes. They are so cute. Now I'm gonna go into the shade Focus, which I think is the darkest shade I'm going to use as the darkest brown. All right, now grabbing the shade Eureka. The cap itself has some product on it. Let's see if I can pick it up with a dry brush. Look how metallic that is. So I placed it a little bit, but it is very concentrated. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of disperse it a little bit. That is working. So with the dry brush, once it's placed, you can kind of maneuver it around, but it is looking very silver on the eyes. Placing it down using a dry brush will give you that flexibility, so you can kind of move it around and disperse it out, especially if it's so compacted on. They are a very malleable shadow, but like this one, when I took it out of the little pan, this had the entire thing of shadow attached to it. I was trying to press it back in there, but it wants to stick to the plastic insert. Whatever. Okay, the face is primed, and I use a primer that I know I like, that so far my foundations have all looked really good on. This is the Complex Culture Filter Out Anti-Pollution Face Primer. Really like this. Now, for foundation, I picked up the Moira Complete Wear Foundation in the shade 400 Natural Beige. I'm really hoping it's my right shade. I also don't know how much I need, so I will start out very slowly. So we'll start with a little dollop. It looks like it might be my right shade. It is very close. We'll see how it dries down, how it looks. We'll see if I can build it up. All right, so far, redness is gone. Very different compared to just right through here. I can see some of my dark spots, but once I put concealer on, powder, everything else, that may very well change. So far so good. And then of course, like my dark spots that I absolutely love up there. This is also one coat. I haven't tried to layer it at all. I haven't seen if it's buildable, just going in once. We can touch up some areas if we need to. I am also gonna go out with some friends tonight, just kind of chill. Meet them at I think a local brewery. We're gonna just relax. It has been a very stressful morning. So far so good. This is just one layer. And I think that the color match is actually pretty good for ordering online and not really having, they don't have like all the pictures laid out. Like you select the color and then it kind of gives you a range, but it's not like if you go on Sephora, you can like pick your favorite foundation and it will shade match for you. Which I love. I take that for granted until I have to go to other sites and I'm like, what's my color? All right, I think I need a little bit more, even up on the forehead. It is kind of sinking into my lines. Whatever, it happens. We'll see if I can tap them out with powder and all that. I'm doing mostly on my cheeks where my dark spots are that I'm not a huge fan of. But I don't want to put too much into the eye because I'm going to do concealer, which I will end up doing off camera, as well as for powder, I'm going to use my NARS Crystal Translucent And then for concealer, I'm using the Sephora Best Skin Ever. I'll try and remember to list everything that I use down below. I've been getting better about that. So definitely check the drop down box because a lot of those links are in there for some of my most recent videos, so you can find the products a lot easier. All right, so I'm gonna go do everything else I can and then I'll be back for the rest of it. Okay, so far, I really like this foundation. It has good coverage. With powder on, it is really pretty. It kind of sank into my lines, but when I tapped it out and then put powder on, it turned out to look beautiful. Now, we need to finish off this under eye. I'm gonna start by going into the shade Modern, just on my small smudger brush, all the way underneath. And this is the cutest little like pinkish tan shade. Now into the shade Away. And then into the shade Focus. I did go ahead and pick up the Sculpt and Bronze Face Palette. I love the packaging on this. It is really creative and cute. And then you have these 6 shades. This one looks like it's a highlighter. We'll try it out. But then you have these dark shades for contouring and bronzing. Now looking at this, there looks like this shade right here looks a little cool tone, which I think could be the contour. I'm gonna go into the shade Golden Goddess. I'm gonna use this as my contour shade. It looks like it has a little bit of a cool tone to it. Now looking at these shades for bronzer, I think I'm gonna go into the shade Tan Lines and see if that one is a good bronzer shade for me. A little bit of color. Before we use the highlighter, I did pick up one of the blushes. This is the Signature Ombre Blusher in Mellow Pink. This pressing, look how stunning that is. Now, I do like the ombre effect. Looking at the shades online, this is very similar to like peachy pink that I would go towards. So I'm really hoping I picked the right shade. Maybe I can tone it down with my damp sponge. It seems to be blending out just fine, but man, did I go in heavy-handed at that point. And that was only 2 dips. All right, there is a little bit of kick up. So there is some kick up on there. I don't know if you can really see it on the rose, but we're gonna dip into that. See if we can tone it down a little bit. I'm gonna use the shade Queen Star, which looks like it could be a highlighter. I'll use it for highlighter. I don't know about my inner corner and brow bone. Okay, that is really pretty. For inner corner, since what I have on is kind of cool toned through right here, I'm gonna use my Fenty Kilowatt Foil in Sandcastle. Cutest, like cool toned. Now, I did pick up the 1.5mm Precision Brow Pencil in dark brown. I'm interested to see what it looks like. It does have a spoolie and then there's a very thin pencil. I'm not a huge fan of doing my brows on camera because I'm not great at it, but we'll try it. I'll do one brow and then I'll go do the other one off camera like I tend to do. It's not super creamy, which I'm okay with, because when it gets to be super, super creamy, I make a huge mess because it's more malleable than it needs to be. Whereas this is a little more dense. It makes it nice and easy to like fill in. That was just super nice. So far, so good. I'm not completely done because I have to go and do this eye before I can completely reshape this eye. For some reason, they'll be like distant cousins and then I have to get them closer to like siblings as possible, but they're never twins. So let me go do that, do some eyeliner, mascara, and actually I didn't pick up anything for lips. So let me go finish this off and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I'm back and this is the final look. I really like how my makeup turned out. I am thoroughly surprised because I'll be honest, when I'm trying a new brand for like foundation, I'm always weary. And this, I think it looks really nice on the skin. I have texture, it shows through sometimes, but the little like fine lines that it sink into when I patted it out, powder and set it, it's fine. Even through here where I get like a lot of my pores, my skin still looks really nice and smooth. The true test will be going out, having a good time with friends, and seeing how it looks when I get home at the end of the night. But my eyes, you guys, this eyeshadow palette is really pretty. The Endless Moonlight Celestial Series palette. This eyeshadow palette has some really pretty shades. It's absolutely what I can wear for work. The neutral shades are stunning, and then there's some cool tones, there's some warm tones, so you get a little bit of everything. And then you guys, I can't just pick them all up individually, but we have this entire little container of liquid eyeshadows, shadow pots, and I am gonna have to get through all of these and try them out, especially that blue shade. It was so beautiful, and I didn't want to use it tonight. I wanted to use Eureka, and that shade is beautiful on the eyes. I do like the brow pencil and the blush, and then of course we had the Sculpt and Bronze, which I think is really nice on the skin. Let me know your thoughts. Have you tried this brand? Have you been seeing it all over Instagram and TikTok like I have? And are you thinking about picking it up? Let me know in the comments. We'll have a discussion. But you guys, I like how it turned out. But you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications of new videos. I really appreciate it. And until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.